I'm going to be doing the questions tag challenge for this next YouTube video. I found some pretty random and kind of weird questions, so I'm going to go ahead and call these the Evil Asks. Okay, number 1. If you could get away with one murder in your lifetime without any legal, social, or emotional repercussions, would you kill someone? That's kind of a creepy question to start with. If I didn't have any emotional repercussions, there might be a couple people I would probably murder. I know that sounds terrible, and I'm not a horrible person, I promise. But I would never kill anybody because I would not be able to handle mostly just the emotional repercussions, or let alone anything else. So I would never kill anybody, I swear. Okay, question number 2. What is your first thought when you receive a message? Are you excited for the idea of someone... Okay, hold on. Let me reread that question. What is your first thought when you receive a message on Tumblr? Are you excited for the idea of someone from potentially the other side of the world wanting to talk to you? Or are you fearful that someone will criticize you? I'm usually really excited to get messages because I love hearing from my followers anywhere, Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr. I think it's really awesome when there's people from all around the world, or if it's just somebody that I know, someone that lives locally. Doesn't matter. I love getting to know everybody, so I'm not really nervous about the criticism. I'm used to it. It really doesn't bother me any, so I'm mostly just excited whenever I hear from anybody, any of my followers. 3. Have you ever looked down on someone because you thought your religious views were superior? No, I would never, ever do that. I was raised in a Christian household, and I have learned to be very tolerant of other people's religious beliefs. I've been put down for my own, so I would never, ever do that to anybody else. Okay, question number 4. Would you rather know everything the universe has to offer, but in exchange lose all emotions, or remain the way you are now? I would rather remain the way that I am now because I do have a lot of emotions and I am pretty emotional as a person, but I would rather have all that emotion than feel nothing at all. Okay, 5. If you could live and be healthy without sleeping or eating, drinking, which would you cut out of your life? Probably sleep. That way I can do anything, anytime. Always. It would be incredible, and it would be a non-stop party. Okay. 6. If you could... Sorry. Okay, I'm sorry, guys. Okay, the next question. If you could take on the exact body and form of anyone else on Earth, who would it be? I don't think anybody. I mean, there's probably a couple of things I would change about my own body, but I wouldn't want to be anybody else. I wouldn't choose anybody else's exact body form. That would be really weird and kind of bizarre. Okay. Would you rather burn or freeze to death? Burn, because I can't stand the cold most of the time. I freeze way too easily. Okay. Question number, I think 8 now? If it meant it would solve all world hunger, war, disease, and bigotry, would you spend the rest of your eternity in hell? Wow, I'm not sure how to answer that question. That's actually really hard for me. I mean, I would love to stop all the war and hunger and disease and everything like that, but I'm not sure if I'd want to live in hell. That would be really scary. Okay. Was the first crush in your life something you had, or something someone had on you? I would say it's something I had on someone. I had this crush on my first crush. I can totally remember his name. We were young, though. He's like my best friend growing up, so that was always fun. Could you live without ever having sex again in exchange for eternal youth? Yeah, that's really a blunt question. I don't know. That would be odd. I would probably say no, only because I do want kids someday, and to be able to have kids, you have to have sex. So, or in most cases anyways. Yeah, I wouldn't mind growing old. It wouldn't really bother me. Okay. Have you ever watched a full-length pornographic movie? No, I have not. That's no, definitely not my thing. Would not watch a full-length porn movie. That would just, no. The Beatles or the Rolling Stones? Definitely the Rolling Stones. I like the Beatles, but Rolling Stones to me are just much better. I kind of got burnt out on the Beatles. If you could have the ability to manipulate matter or energy, which would you choose? I would say matter. I think it would be really cool to be able to move stuff like telepathically with my mind, because that would be awesome. I'd be like, I want food, and I can just teleport it from the kitchen to wherever I am. That would be awesome. Okay, then you guys know my weird side. What was the worst nightmare you ever had? I've had a lot of nightmares, I think. One of the worst ones I ever had was last year in October. It was just a really emotional and hard nightmare for me to have to live through, and it was just pretty impossible to get over at first, but I eventually did. So I'm not a fan of nightmares. I hate them. Alright, would you rather spend 1 year with your one true love just to never see them again, or the rest of your life with second best? I would rather spend the rest of my life with second best, because I could never love somebody that much just to never see them again. That would be too hard. Okay, all the sequels, remakes, adaptions, rip-offs in movies nowadays, good or bad? Usually really, really bad. There's only like a handful of like movies that have been made into books that stay true to the book, and to me that's really a big deal. Most of the time sequels are bad, unless it's a book series and they adapt it really, really well. I don't like rip-offs, like those parodies, like the movies that make fun of other movies. Those have always just bothered me. Some of them were kind of funny, but then to me they just became really, really stupid and completely obvious. Okay, would you rather be dirt poor and emotionally fulfilled in life, or be rich beyond belief and emotionally dissatisfied for life? I would rather be dirt poor and be completely happy and satisfied with my life, because it's not all about money sometimes, and money doesn't buy you happiness. And I definitely believe that. I would rather be poor and extremely happy than to be rich and miserable. Do you have any secret feelings of bigotry to any group of people? No, I do not. Not at all. Would you rather be the only person in the world that can read minds, or have everyone else in the world be able to read minds except for your own? I would rather be the only person in the world who can read minds. I have always wanted to be able to read people's minds. I think it would be like the coolest thing in the world, so I could stop wondering what everyone thinks and just know. But then it would kind of be a bad side, because maybe it's things I don't want to know. So, but I would rather be the only person in the world who can read minds. Okay, next question. If everyone in the world would automatically only know one language, which language would you choose? Gosh, I don't know. I do like English, because that is my first language, but I also am in love with French. To me, it's one of the most beautiful languages, and I had the opportunity to take it in high school and learn it, and it was, to me, incredibly beautiful. So it would be probably a toss-up between those two. If you were old enough and not in a situation where it would be inappropriate, would you sleep with one of your past school teachers' professors? Definitely not. I mean, I totally had a really, cute teacher in high school, but not really anything I would say personality-wise I would be with them. And it'd just be awkward. I don't like people that much older than me, and it would just, I don't know. I would always feel like they're thinking of me as like a child, and I don't like that at all. Okay, a world without religion, good, bad, or neutral? I would say bad. Everybody needs to have faith and believe in something, regardless of how other people feel about your own beliefs. And religion sometimes, I believe, really can help you through a really hard situation, and having that faith is what gets some people through some really hard times in their life. So I think a world without religion would be bad. Okay, the men's rights movement, legitimate cause or laughable, and why? I really don't know. I mean, I think it's a little funny, but at the same time, I think it's kind of legitimate because everybody deserves to have rights no matter what. I don't think there should be men's rights, women's rights, gay rights. I don't think that it should be an issue. I think everybody should have the same amount of rights no matter what. Man, woman, race, religion, just anything. I think everybody should have the same set of rights and leave it alone, because I think having all these rights because you're a certain group is kind of ridiculous, to be honest. I think it's just stupid. I wish everybody would just be like one big whole group and everybody has the same rights. Just make everything equal. I think that would be kind of nice, because everybody fighting, it's getting old, and honestly I'm tired of turning on the TV and it's a war broke out here, or people want this and people want that because nothing's fair. It's kind of silly. Okay, I'm on question number 24 now because I kind of lost count for a while. I'm sorry. Okay, question 24. I'm actually only going to 26, but okay, 24. You can eliminate one of your 5 senses to substantially strengthen the others. Which one and would you do it? I would probably get rid... I'm not sure if I would be able to get rid of one of my senses. I think it would be really hard. But if anything, maybe smell? Like, make my sight, my hearing, my taste better. I really don't know. That's really hard. I kind of like having all of my senses. I'm not sure. That's a really, really hard question for me. Okay, question number 25. Do looks mean anything to you? Don't lie. Could you fall in love with someone you thought was ugly? Actually, looks don't usually mean everything to me. Looks aren't the first thing I look for in somebody that I like. I usually notice their personality first, and then I notice how they treat others. Those are the first 2 things I look for in a person. And yeah, I could fall in love with someone that I didn't find attractive immediately, and I have before. There's someone I really, really liked and probably loved, even though I had known him for a really long time and hadn't found him attractive until I started to like him. So I do believe that looks don't mean everything, and that I could fall in love with someone that I didn't immediately find attractive. Okay, last question. Question number 26. Can you understand the mindset and logic used by the opposite spiritual opinion and atheist understanding the belief in a higher power and vice versa? I can understand a little bit. I am Christian, and so sometimes I can see how an atheist might disbelief, might not believe in the same things that I do. I try to understand their position. Doesn't mean I'm going to say that they're right or that I'm right, because I don't really know, really. To be honest, anybody else could be right and I could be completely wrong, but I have my faith and I have my beliefs, and I do try to understand and find the logic in someone else's beliefs, but I usually just stick to my own and respect everyone else's choices to believe in what they believe in. Okay, so there you have it. There are 26 questions for the YouTube questions tag challenge, and I'm going to call these Evil Acts. I hope you enjoyed some of my weird and silly answers. I will be posting more videos soon. Bye!